Here we are at smartmoneyresults.com. I'm fortunate to be here with Josh from contangodown.com. We're at the California Resource Conference, a lot of gold companies, mining companies, and just people interested in investing. And Josh is an expert when it comes to technical analysis and investing. Anyways, yeah, Josh, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Josh, if you could just give us a little insight on how you go about investing and being successful at it. Like, what do you do? What do you look for? And yeah, maybe just give us a little intro on that.
Sure. I think when it comes to investing, what people should look for is value. People should look for when news is bad or when sentiment is negative, that's exactly the time to invest. As long as the company or the asset that you're looking at has solid fundamentals, it's always best to get in when everybody else is like, oh, I can't stand this anymore, I'm rushing out. That's when the best valuations occur. And especially right now in the precious metals, that's a great time when everybody else is dumping and moving on. The metals are at discount prices. And when you get in at low valuations, the risk of losing further money is significantly reduced, as opposed to when you're buying when everybody else is buying. You can see a correction that could significantly hurt your portfolio.
Sure, right now the equities are seeing a whole lot of action right now. The equity sector, we're seeing some S&P 1500, Dow, is going. So the retail investor, they're jumping in that. I mean, the ones that are discouraged, disgruntled with the gold and silver companies, they're jumping in to the things that are psychologically appealing to them.
Yes.
And so are you saying that the people who stick it out, they're the ones that are profit? I mean, essentially, because you buy when things are bad and you sell when everyone else is buying, right?
Exactly. Well, the equities is a great example because if you watch the news lately, people are starting to talk about this new economic renaissance, this new bull market, and people are putting price targets on the S&P, for example, of 1,700, maybe even 2,000. And what people have to realize is, technically maybe it could be true, because once you go past, once you hit a new record high, there's no resistance level to cap it. But right now, the equities, U.S. equities, they're at near its all-time high, and you're gambling and speculating that there's something fundamental to drive it even higher. Yeah. I don't see that at all. With our debt problem that's at 16 trillion and constantly getting higher, and we're just adding another trillion every year, I don't see. Someone's got to tell me where the fundamentals are for the equity sector.
It's all on air.
Exactly.
The whole thing, from the Federal Reserve, the government, all the positive media that gets injected into the system, it's all fluff.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, the gold and silver, they're suppressed because it's kind of like the attack on the system. It's the attack on the dollar. And JP Morgan, the Federal Reserve, they don't want everyone losing faith in what is in place. They want everyone to stay the course and
exactly.
Keep it all in place for them.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, actually, it's interesting when you look at the derivatives market for the SLV. Most traders are positioned bullishly. There's usually twice as many call options as there are puts. However, where you see a high concentration of bearish activity in the derivative sector is usually by one or two traders that have huge positions and are probably getting a call from JP Morgan, and they're the ones that have these crazy put activities.
Yeah.
Everybody else is bullish. And even when you look at the commitment of traders reports, yes, there are significant short positions, but people on the commercial long side, that position is also increasing. So most everybody else is bullish towards the precious metals. It's just that these one or two guys that are very powerful, that part of the elite cabal, that have these bearish options against the silver market.
Yeah, it's interesting. You think the whistleblowers will come out and be able to stop this at one day, or are they just too big to to be able to control. It's whatever they say is going to happen type of thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's hard to, it's hard to fight, against these big positions because, they have the weight not only of their massive monetary position, but also probably backed by the government.
Yeah.
There's nothing really that the small guy can do. But ultimately, the fundamentals will play out. Again, the precious metal sector, most traders are bullish. At some point, there's going to be a short squeeze, and you can see a massive rise. We're just not seeing it right now because of the sentiment.
So in closing, it doesn't have to be precious metals. What's your favorite investment right now? What are you looking into? What are you most excited about?
I'm most excited about Japanese equities. When you look at the Nikkei 225 index, historically, it's very, very undervalued. The price to book ratios on most Japanese companies are less than 1. Again, crazy undervalued opportunities here. And we know that on March 19th, the Bank of Japan will have a new finance minister to dictate the monetary policy, the loosening of the monetary policy that the Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is advocating. So we're going to continue to see the yen declining. If you look at companies like Panasonic, very undervalued, but just due to the yen declining, that's an immediate revenue boost on their books. So I see this, I think it's a great opportunity for the next year, 2 years, 3 years. People should seriously consider Japanese equities.
Sure. Yeah, well, thanks a lot for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
smartmoneyresults.com